No, أطفال. أطفال دي.
So let's move on. There is a Assalamualaikum. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu يريدون أن فأعرض عنهم وعظهم وقل لهم في أنفسهم قولا بليغا وما أرسلنا من رسول إلا ليطاع بإذن الله ولو أنهم إذ ظلموا أنفسهم جاءوك فاستغفروا الله واستغفر لهم الرسول وجدوا الله توابا رحيما. Last question. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. O ye who believe, obey Allah and obey His messenger, and those who are in authority among you. And if you differ in anything, refer to Allah and His messenger. If you are believers in Allah and the last day, that is best and most commendable in the end. Hast thou not seen those who assert that they believe in what has been revealed to thee and what has been revealed before thee? They desire to seek judgment from the evil one, although they were commanded not to obey him, and Satan desires to lead them far astray. And when it is said to them, come ye to what Allah has sent down unto His messenger, thou seest the hypocrites turn away from thee with aversion. Then how is it that when an affliction befalls them because of what their hands have sent on before, they come to thee swearing by Allah, saying, we meant nothing but the doing of good and conciliation. These are they, the secret of whose heart Allah knows well. So turn away from them and admonish them and speak to them an effective word concerning themselves. And we have sent no messenger but that we should be obeyed by the command of Allah. And if they had come to thee when they had wronged their souls and asked forgiveness of Allah, and the messenger also had asked forgiveness for them, they will have surely found Allah oft returning with compassion and merciful. 1 chapter 4 verse 60, 65. Jazakallahu Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his servant and messenger. I solemnly pledge that I shall always be ready to sacrifice my life, wealth, time, and honor for the sake of my faith, country, and nation. Likewise, I shall be ready to offer any sacrifice for guiding the institution of Khilafat Ahmadiyya. Moreover, I shall deem it essential to abide by any moral decision made by Khilafat Ahmadiyya. Inshallah.
I am looking at the time factors and comparatively according to the schedule. In this time, I'll give you 10, 10 minutes because we are still in 11 o'clock and we are going to the second program, which is the point. Going now by Asham Ahmad side. I don't want to say Buddha Rosi Lord Dati Big Bang by Sham. So we start planning.
Assalamualaikum. खुदा से वही लोग करते हैं प्यार जो सब कुछ ही करते हैं उस पर निसार। खुदा से वही लोग करते हैं प्यार जो सब कुछ ही करते हैं उस पर निसार। इसी फिक्र में रहते हैं बात रोज़ व शब, इसी फिक्र में रहते हैं रोज़ व शब कि राज़ी वो दिलदार होता है खुदा से वही लोग करते हैं प्यार जो सब कुछ ही करते हैं उस पर निसार। उसे दिल झुके मारो जां बार बार, अभी खौफ दिल में कि है ना बता। खुदा से वही लोग करते हैं प्यार जो सब कुछ ही करते हैं उस पर निसार। लगाते हैं दिल अपना उस पाक से, वही पाक जाते हैं इस खाक से। खुदा से वही लोग करते हैं प्यार जो सब कुछ ही करते हैं उस पर निसार। Translation. God through him, and again, they still fear that they are worthless. Only those whose heart is set on that Holy One departs from this world in a state of piety that they possess in His path. Jazakumullah khairan.
Inshallah, will brief report by Qaideen Sadi, MKASL.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Respected Leone side, members of the National Amila, I say Jazakumullah for giving the noble opportunity to present the report of this special course of our first meeting so far since the appointment by Leone of our youth side, our youth man library side. By the grace of Allah Almighty, we have conducted a two-day reflection course for national Amila members, national Qaideen, and also members of West Nigeria Urban, 15th to 16th of November. This program serves as a visual milestone, strengthening Amila structurally, spiritually, administratively for the new term under the administration of Professor Manbari Side. We have been blessed to be serving Jama'at under the national Khilafat. The main objective of this training has been to reinforce our spiritual discipline and commitment to Jama'at service, build administrative capacity and clarify governmental responsibilities, strengthen unity and coordination with national Amila, national Qaideen and structures, create a national shared vision that structures our work plan for the next year, Majlis and beyond. Summary of our activities for the past 2 days. The refresher course combines spiritual studies, regular time, conducted congregational prayers, that's Quran, and also we plan to also have several sessions of speech we are made. We also had sessions where speakers talked about leadership ethics, responsibility and obedience to Islam Jama'at and the guidance from markers. We are hoping to ensure our first that yesterday also we were blessed to have an honor with the president of the Nigeria. It was very interesting that gave us good insight into our different roles and responsibilities in the department and shared also direct ideas on certain matters that should be post following that engagement we had a very long the first one so far, and that team talked about the past administration, these challenges we recommended so far, and we also had to provide some solutions, recommendations we intend to administer over the whole year, which we are assigned to different departments. We also ensure that the southern side and national members define a clear flagship program, what are our key indicators which share those ones beyond this engagement to raise up and also share with Khalifa for the approval of those key flagship programs we intend to host over the course of the year. Also, in that meeting, we discussed a lot around how we plan to strengthen our security sector at Salana because we had one of the strongest and security and support to other departments. In that meeting, we discussed lately how we intend to structure that system, making sure that we're able to tackle those gaps in the past that have come through the disaster report to down security sector, and also making sure we have visionary plans to be intended to a committee to review the entire security system, make new plans to ensure we have the guidance in that direction, how we move forward to have a set of targets to strengthen security across the country. We also discussed issues of our national Ijtima Connect System. Proposals came up in the meeting. We are yet drafting those documentation we'll share for advice from Amarat and also from the local zone inshallah. We also had participants. Not participants for this. As I said earlier, we had national members of be here, regional Qaideen, the wisdom of the youth that we are strengthening regional Qaideen across the country to ensure they're able to provide direct supervision in the absence, not physical presence of the Sarasa, but to ensure that the work continues. Sarasa also mission has worked on ensuring that life servants are not just there with titles, but they have specific partners and units that they supervise. So within these 2 days, we have ensured that we work with their departmental heads and put plans together to ensure we have clear work plan that we share for the. And yesterday, in the meeting, very secretary, they requested that we should send that as soon as possible for those approval. As I said earlier, one of the key plans we want to do from here has been fundraising for our national Ijtima, for our office space. We want to renovate the Kodan office, make it more befitting, and ensure that it's a space where we sit together and be able to deliver on those tasks. Alhamdulillah, the food so far has been very good. Alhamdulillah, we appreciate the team and the MAL team for the support, because we have had a very nice meal across the 3 days. So the good things we are giving to us, and we really appreciate it. Our end is one of National Media. He said that day is near when those who hope for Ahmadiyyat will acquire stature. But the children of those who do not take interest in Jama'at work will now be shown. When nations like England and America will send their representatives for advice, and they will consider this to be a source of respect for them, and the children of these people will ask to be included in their advices. But then they will be told, go with parents and grandparents to advices in their time, and they don't care about the work of Jama'at. Hence, we cannot be included in this process either. Therefore, remove this ignorance and create this awareness in you that the person who attends a meeting of Jama'at is rewarded so much that membership of the Council of America is nothing in front of it. Even if he must make 100 compromises to attend this meeting, he must do so. If he does not attend meetings, the system of Jama'at will not suffer because of his absence. Rather, he will be deprived of the word of Allah. This was taken from Hadith Shura 96. The Jama'at work is not something we intend to do. As we have heard from our respected Islam when they gave their different speeches just now before Reza came, the Jama'at will not suffer in any of our absences, neither anybody. So if we say we leverage on, as our respected former of side was sharing experiences of people who do their job, we say we continue to go through that path. We do not do the Jama'at, we are doing ourselves. So our end beseeching all of us, all the plans we have made, let's try to make sure we go on them and ensure we put respect the system of Jama'at. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Short report of your official goals here for 2 days, yesterday and today. Now we have to call Mr. Ashad Ahmad again for the certificate of attendance.
Now we are going to give the certificates of participation to the members as of the refresher course. And I'm going to request to Ali Baburasani and Sani to come forward and please give these certificates.
Center, please come in center. Check the solution. Yeah, no, no, no. Okay. It means
it starts from the local district and the district executive from here be part of this program. So first we get Bahai Samba, Nasir Tariq Jalil, Western. begins Alpha M. Tula, District Kai, Western Tula. Ishmael Moje, 9 Kai, Western Oman. Amala Kuroma, 9 Kai, Western Oman. 9 Kai, Salis, Western Oman. Isai Magura, Rock Leader, Western Oman. Jibril A. Kamala, 9 Kai, Western Oman. Umar Fona, Nazim Sanatu Tijarat, Western Rural.
Barakallah.
Jazakumullah. Now we request Rabbi Zishan and Muk Saleh, Naib Sadar Awal for coming to the dance. These are the Atfal Amila of this Atfal Amila. So, Khalid Sani, Naib Mukmim Atfal 2. By Hassan Bagura, Secretary Mumi Atfal. Bobby Abu Bakr M. Fofana, Secretary Cheshmi Atfal. Abdurrahman Bagura, Secretary Talim. Ibrahim Bagura, Secretary Mal Roque and Roque Jadi. Samuel Pamanda, Secretary Okaya. Abdul Malik Bishop, Secretary Zaid Usman. Wali Santi Kamala, Secretary Khidmat Khal. After this, we get Agar Mahmoud, Secretary of Penang. After that, we get Asuji Masari, Secretary Sadatul Tijarat of Penang, Atfal. Then we get Moli Ali La Nazim Atfal South. And Moli Nua Nazim Atfal East. Bishop Nazim Atfal Western Club. Moli Forest Bagura Nazim Atfal Northern Province. Isa C.N. Kamara Nazim Atfal Western Club. Moli Abu Bakr Conte Nazim Atfal Northwest. Now we request Sadasaki for laying guidance as Eastern. Because of Sheikh Kamara, additional Motonim Mumi. Then Julisa Aiza Koroma, Motonim Sanatul Tijarat. Alusai B. Conte, additional Motonim Sanatul Tijarat. Yusuf Kuroma, additional Motonim Tahrik Jadi. Yusuf Kuroma, additional Motonim Tahrik Jadi. Mingkadu Suleiman Furbi, Motonim Atfal. Tahir Ahmad Sise, Muhasib. Salamuddin Dolmi Sahib, Motonim Mukam. Rishta Nada. Yusuf Said Mansari, Muawin Sadr, Eastern Region. Muhammad Ali Sise, Muawin Sadr, Western Region. Muhammad Bangura, Muawin Sadr, Northwest Region. Imran Ahmad, Muawin Sadr. Musa Surey, Muawin Sadr. Amila Rahman Kamala, Western Region. Ismail Majid Konte, Southern Region. Regional Southern Region. Yusuf Said Mansari, Regional Eastern Province. Ibrahim Kako, Regional Northern Province. Now we go to request and sign for the gracious speaker. Musa Kansu Kamala, ultimate Kumum. His side was an experience that they went to. So Mahmoud Dunguya, additional Mutamim Umure Talaba. Amadu Al-Far Sahib, Mutamim Umure Talaba. Usman Muhammad Taba Sahib, additional Mutamim Sehed Ismail. Muhammad Abdul Latif Kamara, Mutamim Sehed Ismail. Sulaiman Khan, additional Mutamim Wakale Ahmad. Said Hamza Sahib, Mutamim Talbiyat. He got swelling his legs. Kabri case is a additional Mutamim Talbiyat. Muhammad J. Kamala, additional Mutamim Talbiyat, non-mobile. Tahir Ninga Sogo, Mutamim Khidmati Khala. Abbas Kamala, additional Mutamim Khidmati Khala. Imtisal Ahmad, Mutamim Ishara. Bise Abdullah Kamala, Mutamim Wakale Ahmad. Masih Ahmad Iqbal, additional Mutamim Ishara. Ibrahim La, additional Mutamim Tabligh. Jibril Kuruma, Mutamim Tabligh. Muhammad Fuad Kamara, Mutamim Tabligh non-mobile. Al-Haji Tayyar Jabo, additional Mutamim Mal. Bai Kamala, Mutamim Mal. James Sanko, additional Mutamim Tajmeed. Mutamim Mal, Sahib.
Bye, come on.
Al-Haji Tamu Wakali, Mutamim Tajmeed. Said Kalu, additional Mutamim. Khalid Sadr Salis. Hamid Ali Bakura, Naib Sadr Thani, Southern Region. Zishan Mahmoud Sahib, Naib Sadr Awal. Mir Bashar Ahmed, Motabib Talim, plus Muhammad Sadr Bakri.
I think your name has appeared 2 times now, so you need to come in. The other point of the program is we are still big time. We are still over 1 hour according to the schedule of the program. So now there is a concern here, Q&A with Mr. Leone Sahib Amir, MKASL about challenges and experiences of Qaideen Majalis. So, what is exactly this particular portion of the program trying to portray?
The regional Qaideen and also the Amila, if there is a question, we ask for a guidance so that the neighbor minister will give us more guidance how to work in our areas. So if anyone has questions, we ask questions.
I want to start this question session for some people they are excited to start. So the first question I want to ask that there are some miscommunication between the region and the national headquarters. So the miscommunication comes with or misunderstanding or miscommunication comes with the gap of this traffic because national traffic cannot travel from here to the districts or regions frequently, and it is the guidance from the November and other side and national executive must travel all the regions that need the Qaideen and to go and arrange the meeting. So we are struggling with the transportation and other means. We can say that with the money especially. So I want you to just give us some guidance on how to cover this gap to communicate with the districts, regions by cutting our easy travel. How you suggest some guidance?
I think let's take cluster of questions and then we see how we can react to them.
And no mobile and two. So especially I want you to advise on the area of how do I go about supervising, ensure that the right thing is done with regards to finance for Sudan and there will be no mobile.
I am Samsuse. My Sada Salis. I am requesting for your guidance. I believe that it was during your tenure college we were able to organize a symposium. So you can take us through as to how we are able to do that, because we want to build on that going forward so that yearly becomes something that we do. So,
in addition to Mobi's question and direction, it was in my mind yesterday because there are some people who are having some doubts about this symposium. Some people have the idea that the reason why we are going to organize this symposium is to convert the people to the Jama'at. So I also want to add this one. And the request is that let you also take us to and give us the main reason why we should also organize this symposium.
We take most of 5-5.
Any other question?
We still, you have seen 1 hour, so there is more. If everyone can ask questions and then we have the guidance of the MKASL student. Okay, all right, so okay. For now, watch more maybe and only then more we go. As I've been in this university when I was a Qaideen, and I've served over this I was after the war, we had this 25 development Jama'at when all the missionaries asked to repatriate from this country to the war. When the Consul to come back, the direction from to revive all the cultural devotees of the Jama'at. And then that period, we are having ourselves as a PA national as concerned by the Amila as the Jama'at, and I was the man, the national. So we are given that opportunity to travel across the country, going to Qaideen, Kenya, by then Muslims have to be they are traveling on a weekly basis, funded by ourselves. By then the Jama'at was not that big and the participation was very small. But coming back to you, the Jama'at is a global Jama'at. This is only worldwide, not like that, just see like it. That's why even if we are doing anything, you seek guidance, seek approval from you so that you look at how we can guide you. You know, we have this brother who came to Ghana. He traveled at night and fall into ambush. And the life was battered. So then there is a killer came that all missionaries, first, he said all missionaries should not travel after 7 o'clock. And then the other Sakila came in that all the ones who are paying for the functions should only go when there is the need. So this is the directive from our beloved country. We don't have any question about why this, why that. And in addition to that, there is a platform being created. Now the technology is so advanced. Yesterday we are here and we saw what happened. The private secretary of Abdul Khalifa who talked to us yesterday through the WhatsApp file. So he did not communicate with us.
Yes.
He did. So there are other components you look at to say some challenges. Let me say some challenges. One is to read the pledge, to sacrifice your life, try property, but the one thing, if you go and die, knowing that I'm going to die, say let me go and die because of the law. Even our past sermons by Huzur on the life of the Prophet, he mentioned he sent a team for an expedition After the success, they said, if I tell you to go in the fire, can you go in the fire? They said yes, and they said you are making it. So when the report came to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, he was not happy, and then he bumped the idea that you should not see trouble and say anything for trouble because I believe in God. No, you try to as best as you can. So on that communication, there is no miscommunication, it is directive. And I think we have, if I want a personal travel towards my personal, I say let me work for Jama'at, I do something for Jama'at. Alhamdulillah, that's a word for you, right? So when we travel to go and work for Jama'at, this is an outside world. We are very small, that's why you have all those Qaideen all over the country. So you can sit here, plan a bit, plan a schedule, Zoom, WhatsApp, so you can do it and then deliver what you want. That can save cost. And I might even forgot a circular again that we try as best as we can to minimize cost. So all these factors we have to look at and then see how best we can streamline then to still progress with our Jama'at activities. So if I do a life of what I know, there are more. And if I'm this year, they are going to share more light because he normally receives those prosperity and then react to them. But what I know on this component of traveling, it's not that we deliberately want people to sit in one place and talk. So it can still be where you are and convey a meeting and communicate it to the office bearers and then deliver your message. I think that is best that I can do for now. To save cost and then the risk of traveling. That is too much traveling, but that is the position. Before it was good, you can travel and then come and prepare a report to make sure you yourself. So that gap, I think don't put the gap again, look at it, this is the structures so that we get it right. You are supposed to travel even if you want to travel, seek permission for the Amila or the Sada. We look at what is the direction to go from partners on that, right? Unless it is very, very important, you need to be there. Even today, I have a meeting with Aisha and that hospital. But I told them, I said, the engineer on site is here. He said, I said, oh, somebody's still mechanic. I said, yes. He said, you have to get everything. So they said, okay, when we are done, do it or we leave it tomorrow. So you see them, they give preference to the one meeting. So it will not be like someone else will travel to go and then have a meeting. Now we look at cost in this position, right? Please, man. So I think I've tried to complete on the day more than because of the time. And then the man on man, Rabbi Hamid, supervising the financial movement, you see here, there is a headache. You need money. To spend money, something you have to be very careful. Very, very careful. At times they say think twice. Alhamdulillah, I have a financial background. And it's a clear law of financial government that they are supposed to be the Jama'at government. What I will tell you, to take money from people, you need to be skillful. Your communications can count as well. And if you don't come on, you have to be a China. Like that. I don't know. If I pay, I'm going to go. If I don't pay, it's Allah is best. So one component I try to tell people on financial component. One day, I see money, I don't allow money to go. I have to be very practical understanding. When I was like, that was where, even in the street about. When I was there, I tell them, if you have to see doctor, you have to look to my head. also. At one point, then he was preachers amongst all the people that used to provide. So he was saying that this guy passed away.
Unisan?
Huh?
Unisan.
Sorry.
Brian.
Fine. He was the man. So he was saying, I go to your pharmacy, I see you sit there, put me sit there, I said, so go to the yeah, go to collect. The patient collects at the front of the seat. And when they are 1 or 2 times, you don't get any good feedback from the doctor, and then call me. My friend, if I were you, I would sit and sit till he sees you. And then at the end of the day, I think he was trying to see how patient remembers. At the end, when we are having activities, he was a second highest student. You see, so sometimes to get channel or contribution from people, you have to be patient. Perseverance is one word that I never used in the financial office. I cannot just say, Mr. Sammy, you have been in a big hospital, the gender, then you have Sammy, so usually come back, and then you go 2-3 times, you don't see Sammy and become someone who store income things that I will not see again. No, you are losing, and if you are losing, it will affect you, affect the Jama'at, affect your population as well as your health. So the best thing is patience. Patience is what we do and the financial office to achieve our financial objectives or goals. So that's commercially, you have a lot of activities, financial commitment, so many. They really prefer to feed their phone with this data. Comparatively, now we are under the 60, 100, right? So to get a better network is 100. So multiply that by 4 weeks is 400. But if you tell you to pay 10 to 20 euros for Jama'at, it's a big trust we have to be back and forth. So it is only with patience and continue to send a reminder. Especially those who are paying, there is something they call Bashara Bakaida, regular prayer, and he means his correct chapter. Most of us, because they don't see our money at source, there is no option. So I cannot challenge that. I said they give you below. Deduct it from source, and then they give you difference. You have got to say, okay, then you start making noise. I'll pay my channel, because your money is a source. But if it's given to you, and then he asks you to pay back, it becomes a challenge for you, and excuses start with errors, you know. Emanates at that point, say, oh, wait for us, I will see you later, And see you later, they will be happy. I had a position of my own. My uncle is doing well in terms of sports. He supports footballers to go and play, and nobody will do. But to play China, I have to be harassing him. Hey, the money is not coming. That is his excuse. The money is not coming. And when money comes in, he will say, oh, please. Right? So what you want to meet your financial objective and financial goals. So what you should be patient. And then you get it right. Islamically, they say the Muslim, we are the Muslim faith in the world. We are growing. In only a masjid or cash box is equal to 3 points, 100 euros. I'm not comparing faith. Here is very common. So, but imagine banks are becoming millionaires with those small charges. The bank charges you 4 euros for every 1,000. So imagine you do the mathematics of the 4 euros to 1,000. What is the percentage? It's 0.0000 somewhere. imagine from those collections, they deduct the people's account, they might the big banks, storage system, ACs, private cars, and they need to work. So in finances, no money is small, and no expenses should be put out. Easy now. Good. So what you do, your collection should be your yardstick. My brother, and I know my brother around here, they are medical people. Consultation fee you pay to see a doctor is 50 euros. Now, when we say government officials, so government is more than that. But by Jama'at policy, our first consultation, you should pay a 110 or 160. Are you doing it? So, but if you keep reminding them, then inshallah it will be easy to meet your budget or your threshold. But one key thing for finances is a reminder. It's not just for the more missionaries around here. I have a missionary that I used to tell you, oh man, if you don't remind me, before the month end, those who are begging you, they know the month end and you. Uncle, Sibano, Uncle Tinofano, Uncle this. I was at the hospital project, serving testified. Whenever I was there, they noticed I'm there now. You see them come. Samuel asked, who is this? I said, beggar. Who is this? Beggar. Who is this? Beggar. So they will come for the show because they know they need it. So the same thing, we need it. So we should be behind them to give us. If you are not behind them to give us, you see our beloved grandfather and someone who used to advise, even if Jama'at we have many schemes, of course, I know just a few. Like we have of these schemes across the world, the Jama'at is running, that we are like, and even those small schemes, people are learning to do their contributions. So the best I can advise you is keep reminding them. I know in Ghana, they used to get a quote. Those quotes used to come very frequently. And then the shop boy says, that's a good left to what I said. So what he does now? He's not saying, give my money to X, so I'll take it from him so that he doesn't pay me to water. These are the people to the hand of giving is very challenging and the hand of taking. So let's have that now by more focus that are many people. But yes, I go down, I want to be ahead of the answer. To bring that down, try to bring that down, right? And then they now I dictionary in that, so you need to teach me on what to say. So I feel that as a missionary, we know the downline and new government. Our Jama'at is so structured that having new government. So challenges. If you tell the new government, one thing I noticed, I was thinking there are many boxes. So even when I'm doing for my final grade, if I invest in the idea, and then maybe along the line, you see about 4 or 5 groups of fuller people, right? They are more together. So when you pass, say, hey, well, the box is now. As soon as a new man or a stranger, then I will just like, I don't know, that station. So, right? So, there is a box here, the Alhamdulillah box. if you are a new convert, it becomes really rich that period. Because when you declare a caliber, those big men and stuff, the big man and all. So those people want to and then at the end of the day, you go out, you realize you have a huge amount of money. In the matter of the will do that. So these are all new things you look at. I knew a boy. He went to 6 months. Look at this time. He declared that I was a Christian and I was a Muslim. The family. And then he's my neighbor. The house was staying 2 houses to. So I tried to sit down and I used to talk to them. I see them talk to them. And then if I look at that house, we the same as he did. I said, I go to 6 months. They gave me. But this one was the highest. He goes on. So he was asking me to go to that box and listen for him. And they are giving me money for free. So you see, so these are the things you see. And you I just had to very confident in which the match is looking at. And then when the other side was asking about symposium, interestingly, Jama'at activities is like a trend. A trend. During our training, we are students, but yet still the Jama'at is our heart. That's one challenge. We are facing. Today, we sit here, if I ask how many collegians are here, if not 4, it will be less than 4. And most of them was like that. So, Itam, and Tai, we get us finished now. We again. Okay, yes, so you see them? No, it's a box now. Right? You've got it, right? You've got it. Yes, you've got it. Yeah. Are you speaking college, right? Yes, sir. So this was the method we have. Many of us in university, we have a better. So we come from Juma, and then we sit with Amila, and then he tells us what can to take the message. If Hamza, maybe Hamza is here, I think he can go and experience Kabbalah. Going to Kabbalah, when he asks the people in school, who is real? So the brother. But then he asks, who is the brother of the Holy Mission? And it's a Muslim school. So that is the message. The message is still yet to go far away. A few of us know the message. So like the component of that was symposium history, because many of us are Ahmadis, and we have the one that has, and we are doing well academically. So we see like Furby College, the mosque, yeah, they have their own. So they used to put them. I was at Eba, same thing was here. Unfortunately, I was the imam. I remember then I was the imam in my 2 years. Yes, because it was a diploma, and then the body for in which the time changes. Now you go the afternoon, and then off by night. So we are small. So what they did, Amila was they gathered at Friday College, and it becomes those in Jala, those at Nagai, Ipan, Commerce, who all converged to Friday College to help bridge the program. And then we now invite, I think there's a time we went, time again, said somebody. These are the things.
I fortunately attended one.
Good, fine. But then I think we are all well. Right?
No, it was during the time of the current and the last one.
Good. So it is. We should, in Islamic college. The columns, schools at Ghana, college, commerce, so it's not much. But then I was ahead of them 2 years. I was ahead of them 2 years. Ahead of Khalid, Sana was 1 year. Who again? Others are here, Dr. Bao, now UK. Yes, we are together. Many of them are now, most many towards the one that we are here. But I used to see one of us at Ministry of Education. So that is the position we are here. The membership is already to create a symposium and then to have. When I was at this fooding, at university we built that brotherhood. This guy used to come from Jama'at, come to IPAM, to Florida College. He's at college. And then so this left his college. So then we go, and then as Muslims, even in college, the division is not that clear. That you are Ahmadi, Sunni, Shia. The umbrella thing is Muslims. So when we see them coming, and then there's a lady who has not bad. She is now working at the bank of State. It's not bad. And I say, yeah, Imam. Jealous. He was so jealous of them coming to take the ball to do their activities. And then they have kind of clear approval. But when we write as Muslims, they will tell you go and see Mr. X, go and see Mr. Y, go and see Mr. Z. And then kind of barriers they give you some reject procedure you have to go through. So we need to look at the very basic. It's so tight for us. We decide, let us go, at times, I look at it at the end of the day, it is against the faith. We say, nobody will tell, we act. They just act. So we did, and then the first one we did was successful, nobody really did. The second one, we prayed. Why should we give them our approval? Who give approval to them? This Christian government. And then what was it? The most after one from the Jama'at to discuss on this letter sent by the admin. A lady by the now a friend of mine said I'm wanting. But she wrote us, why should we go to a program without the approval? What he noticed took that big. Allah Akbar, so that is what we had all this guy and our of program. Let's ask them to know who are who. So we have to sit down to see how we can address this better. And then there's a gentleman, a friend of mine, is now auditor, is Julian. I know I used to, most of these guys were at what I did with my time. So he said, let's write it. If we don't have rights, he was so aggressive. And then we had to do, let's write that. But myself, I that boy, without money, and then I started my head was thinking, I said, no, Alhamdulillah, I'm the head. What I will do is keep quiet. No reply. Just keep quiet until we see the second letter. And that was it. You are replying, I was never asked. So nobody replied to me, so I placed it. So that was how 2 years I was at IPA. When I got to time shift change from 5:30 to 9 o'clock. So it's time for me to that will be straight for Qaideen. So the symposium component, you have to deal with it. There was Mr. Lutzman, student yesterday. You see how best what happened from that, right? graduate symposium component, it has to be treated by the students. They will come to that. So, we are not looking at numbers, just looking at the intent of what is wrong. I think you have more space in the so we are there, nobody. But one thing I want to share with you today, I had a challenge at university. Like Nigeria, we use these students aspects. When you pay your college fees, they give you library card, check your student ID card. They use three ID cards. One is library, one is the children, because the university. There's an SU, SU. Because I was a minister so I went to the library. There's an assignment session with next week. So unfortunately for me, I saw this book where I can get enough materials for an assignment. But I left my ID card. So this my friend today. I said to them, can I use your ID card to take this book and then extract my material I want? And then I will give it back. Say, oh, yeah, so we give this ID card. Not knowing the librarian has spotted me from the camera in his office. So, no sooner I went to the counter, the shelf, I went to the section, I said, can I get this book? It's 80 textbook. And then I gave the ID card. And it's like a travel. I gave the ID card. And then immediately she took the ID card to the librarian. Then he called me. And this is a condition. Our flowers, collections. So I should basically collect with at this port. Demand from the country. So furious, I was so confused, I was so frustrated. They tell me you are in Malaysia. It is there you are trained to approach challenges. And that's how I was so confused. I said, no, let's put the confusion behind from test, after the test I come back. So the next day we had the test, after the test, I came up to school. Not because, but she has seen me in the camera. No answer. But if someone is sitting there, and I have to open the door and then try to show my face so that she can see me. Who told you to enter? Who told you to enter? Why can't you wait? Did I answer you? I have to say, I'm sorry. If you're here, you want you're facing the disciplinary committee, right? I said, yes, ma'am. That's why I came to you. So what's your order now? He said, mistake. I don't think I have to do something to it. I don't know. I've told it like this. Please, don't tell them I get to the committee. And that's the big issue. My experience there in the House of Television that I don't know. Okay. I'll keep my age. When you get to my office, leave my office. I left, I came to Mission House, I met this doctor. I also share with him, I said, this is my friend, my friend, dear nobody. One natural that. Exactly what he said. Say, go and natural that. And then ask what's working there. Please go over. So I did the same thing and it was over. It never made any information. So you have to initiate the proposal and then move on. It will be work. Because we are not looking at majority. We're looking at the intent. The faith goes to government. My own advice is to excavate the issue initiated. And when it's initiated, you have friends. And it's flyers. Now you have this one. They can go to the site. They can meet for it and then the difference is when you're having a small, to give you a small hall, a small space. As for the college, I think it's expected by. That's the place. Every day you go there, in the name of Jesus, Jesus says, whether you listen or not, they just keep talking as if it's like the whole one is in there. So you can wait. I had this lady every morning when I go for prayers, he has a megaphone. Jesus, they call him now, I don't call him, I said, so they will affect you tomorrow. So there's another time I was passing, so she knew, and when I dressed in the Caribbean for prayers, I had this small television on the way. Now she will take the megaphone behind my back, shouting. She'll be behind me till I cross that area to enter the door. She will come back. You know she's that time, she's like trying to put me also. I don't know. So that is so the looking man, I think he told me like you have to of course bring up the idea, have a one or two. If you don't have all for other sister colleagues, so come and support you. They will go. And then slowly continue to have a big interest, pay attention to what you are trying to portray. And then don't forget, they have meetings. Because at college I know that there is this Buhari this college. Everybody knows what it was. They are only ministry there, and this college had to go there. This Lahore match in Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria. It is when I was in Nigeria. Yes. They did that to us. No, we are not. We are not. It is a play. There's a guy called Amila. He goes standing and I was telling him. I think when they are college, he started at school for him. You give 5 or 6 have their own product, which have an X and Y. This is our time. That's what we started. So he said, are you in a hurry or music? I said, I was in a hurry. He said, because it's in Nigeria. They told me, they are not with Hanifa. They are already with Brahma. They are with face of whatever the Brahma is. They are used to it. Whatever the such we support them. Right? So these are things you know them when you happen. So if you confront you with other things to embarrass you or to make you feel sad or discouraged, that is the trial. You have to respect. Okay? So I think for the first batch of questions, if there are more questions, and then let's take it back again. And then,
Let me ask this last one. Go back.
Okay. Sorry. The question from Nomura there was that what's the main objective? Objective of Ahmadis related to but Ahmadis or his peace is main objective of the rule.
No, but the question is simple. You are only supposed to relay the message of the Imam Mahdi. All this gathering is to continue to affirm our knowledge on the Imam Mahdi. Right? You go to preach to Islam. When you hold a symposium, the first thing to do, there is the program, the citation of the Holy Quran. And then your speech all is based on Ahmadiyya. That's the reason the Holy Symposium under the banner of the Jama'at. Tell the people of the Ahmadiyya the advent of the Imam Mahdi to know. So this is why we are holding all these things annually. I was this morning, sometimes Madam was saying, I want to ask a lot of activities. I say yes, because the message has to go to the four corners of the earth. So all these activities, all these events, all these programs help us to understand more, enlighten us, educate us, Ismail, Nabi, Salatu, Nabi, all those activities are holding them to help you to get because if you tell somebody, I'm looking for that, you ask, what are you doing for? I'm looking for sugar. The next thing, if I'm curious, what to ask, what is sugar? What is Ismail? Oh, Ismail is, then you need to convey the message. So that's why all these symposium, they call it this symposium, Humanical, all these are just like an education. Tell people the message they take from. And basically like the whole message of my college. Nothing more than that. You don't just go and say them, oh, I need from my college, or I need this or that. No. You are telling them the real message of the Prophet through Islam and stuff like that. Right? And all that is added for the Asas says, just say it's like dressing the bread. Whether you want it water or egg or sandwich, these are all pieces of bread. The main movement is the bread. You have the bread before you talk about that. So the symposium is to deliver the message. Right? You want to add more? Yes. Okay. We are breaking up this to just give the time because we have saved another one. So it is now almost 20 to 1. So we still have more time. More questions are going to share.
Please, and also yesterday, also about the key. He said nowadays in our country, there is this deadly drug that is disturbing the youth. And they are also suggesting that if we go out there to make this peace symposium, let us focus on this drug abuse, that is the push. And also how to advise the youth when, and I don't know if this one also will be good for us to also include it in our peace project.
Jazakumullah, we thank you very much, sir, for your expertise. And again, we learned a great deal from you this morning. My next question borders around revenue generation as well as job employment or job opportunities for Sudan. With your background in the business arena, I want you to guide us in terms of investment because it was also part of our discussion when it comes to revenue generation. That what business can we do to, raise revenue and as well to create employment, because it was also part of the advice we had from the private sector that yes, not to yes, not just, but to also help in terms of job employment. So if you can help us this day, I think to be a big place. So, yes.
Dr. Ostoto, appointed by the Zoom.
So, as per my directives as Mukam, one of it is to try to eradicate unemployment amongst talent. So, as part of my plans, I've decided to start up a volunteering program, especially for Jama'at institutions where talents can volunteer to go ahead. So, I was hoping you could show some light on that, how I should go about that. Thank you very much.
Please, again on this symposium, the question I just request if it is possible to give a kind of idea if there is any, because the word symposium it look big to me as it starts. If there will be any preliminary. Okay. Any somewhere to start in a small sector, like in a district wise or we can start something somewhere before preparing mentally and physically for the bigger platform.
Any more? One more, okay. I told you a block of 5. So the second phase now identified.
The Madrid Governor here yesterday in our first session, we understand that one of our challenges over the years, or one of our effective challenges, was the reinstitution of the working class into active participatory roles in the Madrid affairs or Madrid operations. So I want to know what would be your advice to this executive or to our team as to how we will be able to teach the working class that are shying away from participatory roles for the Madrid operations.
There's a okay. So which 5? No, I think National Police 5. Okay. Let me just make this clear. What I'm saying here, I'm sharing my own experience. It's not a generic something, it's from my own experience. I'm sharing it. Please. I might have some plus, I might have some negative, or there should be a equilibrium within my reply to all these points. So let's look at it. I'm giving you from my own direct experience as a child, as a youth, and now as an elderly man. Good? So what I share is from my own perspective. It can be more, it can be less, it can be equal. Right?
Right.
So let's have that in mind. So I don't think it's we must have said so I'm going to I had my boy when I say this, he says, no, so the missionary says. That's okay, go and ask the missionary that I said so, and then you tell me whether I'm right or wrong. That is the platform we have at home. And then we had as a child, when we are growing up, the teacher is the most perfect person. What teacher says, whether it is wrong or right, it's final. You go home and tell your child, teacher says so, you say so, no. The child will not agree with you or agree with teacher. So that is my advice. What I say here, you can agree or disagree, depending on the matrix which you are facing your own situation. And not as I have said. I'm saying it from my own practical experience and thoughts, right? So now we continue. So let me continue with my own as I have said. One thing I think let's not confuse see communication is another transmission of things. The manner in which I communicate determine the understanding of my I like to say when you go to the elite, their own mode of communication. If you go to the grassroots person, they have their own communication. The thing I want to mention is, don't be confused with the word symposium. These are people. They are using this word to just confuse the grassroots people that are people that are simple is like a gathering. So when they say peace symposium are 2 words. The gathering they are talking about is about peace. If you had teacher capacity, you have this word so plain in the peace symposium because there was war. You want the war to end and you want peace. Right? So then we say election symposium. They will say peace after election symposium. I would say religious symposium. Right? So the word symposium is like basically a formal gathering. Right? So then we will say what to educate or push education symposium. Or the push the project. So you can't take it. I'm going to talk on push. Right? So this is the dynamics of how we do it. Communication is what determines information flow. If I come here as a big editor, I'm used to make terms, you need to know. Right? The same thing goes to engineers, same thing to missionaries. Right? Good? Yes. So that is the dynamics, right? But the whole thing is official backing, formal. To tell you something. That's the whole thing. Formal. Right? If you get some process, you follow. Those seminars, those things. So they just translate the interpretation of what according to their own understanding so that the music and the people they are targeted. You don't get confused with us. It goes on, so there are seminars, something. That the format that can be classified as a school as well. So I think that's Amila. Okay, right? Now, people want to get revenue generation and opportunities in the business world. Well, let me share my experience with you. Alhamdulillah, I was born in a business family in which they value education and business equally. Right? So, there was blessed to be born. Alhamdulillah, my grandfather accepted to us before we come. So, I was born in the blood of my grandfather. There is a word for hygiene, financial word, called it hygiene. Income generation business. How to make money. A lot of books. I don't want to, that's what I'm saying, I'm sharing my own experience. A lot of books, a lot of philosophers have come with their theories on how to make money. But my own idea I got as a child, no savings is irrelevant. No savings is irrelevant. If you sit, let me give you a practical example. When I was a boy, our days there will be cinema components. Forgive me, I was born and bred in Go. We have the new cinema, we have red cinema. And then after the fall of the cinematography, they gave us small cinemas, television cinemas came down. After the screen, live screen cinemas fall, the television cinema came. Where they have this box television, like this wall, there's 1, 2, 3. These are 3 cinemas from 3 different areas. Area cinemas, in the section you have it, comedy you have it, this you have it. So what normally we used to do was, our people from the provinces, the villages, those other areas, they used to come monthly basis with their agricultural products. What most times we used to do, we don't sell coconuts. We take the coconuts and then we ask our mom to stand for us as guarantor. So that we take the bag of coconuts and then we place it at an isolated place, and then get out these coconuts, break it, cut into pieces. A coconut cost will give you 8 or 10 times after selling it. And then we sell, and then make savings, and then pay back for the bag. And then we realize the money you save can buy you even more than 10 times when you talk. That's what savings. But one challenge in those savings was, amongst our peers, there are still bad people among us. So we have those cash box. Whenever I do my sales, I go to the cinemas, studying cinemas. So when maybe there's a time you have to, in cinema, there is a break, maybe for show, people come out to refresh by the beer, by this, by something like this, for the second show. But then those Novida, Amila, those are popular names where their movies are shown, the cinema will get full. So we started with our own months. For me, I would bring like 3 or 4 each, and then break it down. So after sales, I would now look, this I will use as my lunch, go to school in the morning, and this I will save. So there was one tenant. When I called her name, nobody knows her, so I'm not sure to know her name. We call her Yamari. Yamari was a good advisor. She will educate you, guide you, tell you, after you do your sales, you got a profit, this should be the box will be under your box, bed, and this and that. Lani, one unfortunate thing I noticed. I was faced with limitation. After the whole package, now if I send that of I'll get 10 or 20 more of that. So that means there's a half of it has gone for lunch and normal activities. So I used to play, and then after play, St. Francis, after play, and then the people go to the mosque, and then by the mosque is Amila road as a mosque. So imagine a woman to nursing home, 30-minute walk. And imagine as a boy, if by then you go and play and you ride, go and play to mosque. And reaching box, we shall go and wash, go and do your feet, go and do your foot, and take a bush. On that process, you miss the bad day. And as young body, you go pay that what you need to do, after prayer is the end, if it is one after Salam, that's the end of the prayer. We are not going to do that time. But that is how it operates. I don't need to find that is it. So that period we are to leave home to come for prayers is that period after when we go into our boxes, break the boxes, remove all the money, we fill everything and place everything. So I'm saying when you go, you see a box empty, no money. And then we start crying. That's all the other get them off at again. And when you cry, that's why I said some of us we are fortunate to have been in the Jama'at system. This is a house, you don't swear. You don't lose any Amsterdam. So when you are not your property missing or stolen, that's the end. Unless you swear in your heart. You say it now, the Lord crying in the mountain against the family. Say your heart, you don't swear and pray. You pray for them to God people so that we don't have bad generation. That was the right thing of it. So coming to business, these are challenges we face. And now sitting there, I'm a victim. Out of the last period, I've been a victim. But yesterday, I don't know. But savings, don't look at the smallest of it. Don't look at small that. This is one you know, let us take very big ones. Check one meal per day, 60 or 65 days, and eat one. Check 2 meals per day, and then one consideration I think we should have for Jama'at business plan. There are a lot of potential opportunities out there. One is license. Let's take the bigger components. Let's look at the smallest manufacturers. I have this friend, this Sri Lanka friend. He came to Sri Lanka. He came for diamond. I want to do gold diamond. So I had to work with him. We went to go and we went to Maheli and he saw gold. Yeah, I know this gold has 22 carats, 20, 18, and then 16 is the least of the grades, the gold grades. So we went back to Sri Lanka they called me and they want to do business. So I had to go to NME, which is their office, get the government to have a business of gold exporting cereal. And then they gave me their criteria. I said to them, but the economics, the financial requirements should have at least $40,000 in account. And I told them about the account, don't put money in my name. Let's go to CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission, have the document, you suggest the name, register the name, then we go ahead. So that was. And they said, can we look at other opportunities to do business? It's fine. So he traveled to China, was here last week, and then he called me. And then he said, I will send you a list of items. You think can sell the market. I told him it's fine. Catalog of items you can do. But one thing I want to advise us here today, I've tried a lot of young men in the business world. But the business plan, business approach, they missed before the minds. You see, I've tried almost all of the youth here, only 1.5. Appraisal can pass 50%. Right? Before gentleman approached me that wants to do business, was really capital. One key thing that we are missing here, people think you can do business just if you don't have a business. This is completely not correct. I would say no, but not correct. If you cannot handle small money, when it's big money, you cannot handle confidence money. Let's have that. There is a saying, charity begins at home. Every day's connections, I told my children at home, if I give you 250 euros per month as your allowance, you cannot sacrifice 25 euros and pay your national contribution. Even if you are the president, even though the president in the future, don't be stingy man. You still be stingy today. You will not get used to it. This was what we are not allowed to go. Whenever you have money, you can actually have maybe you want for what? If not, you tell you the right not to decide to go and pay. Then if you give it now, then that is it now. That is how we are brought up. This is how we should encourage the youth, the act of sacrifice. It has to start from the beginning. I was here at college. I go every weekend. I have 4 members out to visit for my upper week enrolling expenses. The late Iggy Babura is one. The late Mom Jama'at is 2. Another sister, the 4th person is there. I only know these 2 because they have been here in them. The rest is just what it is. I know every Sunday, the one I have to go and iron his weekly dress, and then he knows what he should give me. And the other to go there and just talk. So in grade 4, the wife knows that Anja Safi. She knows people to come around her and talk. That is his wife. And the others, whether you are very with them or not, you will say, I want somewhere on this English for him. So when I got those 4 components, I will check. And I will call to the mother. This I got this week. And he says, we are 160. And the rest will be there. And believe me, with that kind of intention, I could not buy a textbook when I was in university. When they say photocopy, by those days, this internet was going to British Council. British Council has to be a member registered for the internet. The good blessing was, whenever I go to the college, there is a lady called Margaret. Margaret, she's very weak. She's very weak. So she was looking for a smart, brilliant class so that her body can show them. So I have also been one. And then my moves are running in the college. She go to have some issue because whenever she has assignments, I'm ready to help. But then she came from a very rich home. So what she did was, I am responsible for your lunch, your photocopy, your library ID card, which library. She paid all for me. She was, whenever I go for class, look at it. Let's go to copy. She will say, make 2 sets for me. You wanted to come for me. And British Library, I was having my ID card activity like left for me. Because when she paid, she gave me your ID card and she had to copy. So to renew, she just give my ID number and then you renew. So these are the blessings she gets for sacrificing. I was only paying my channel, which I not the aid. And I was paying weekly. That is weekly. Every Sunday I have to go to the Jama'at to have, because he was an admission house. I would be by then, we are admission blocks. That was used to sit. I would sit there wait for him. He was staying at the White House. And then he will come, meet me there, and then she's good. But this place is no money anyway. No money. But I used to read it, but then after that it discussed spiritual issues because he has had a missionary so that he had come to ask many questions. If I dream of his share, dream of him to guide him what to do, and then come on the need operation. After I went to hospital and medical course, and then the issues came as my immediate need for any concern I have on my house. So the opportunities are there. Then the guy says, can you people do caps, bags, books for that? I said, like caps like what? So those cool caps. No? So that we're getting just a salary. So people go buy it for the tap, buy it to see just like that. That is a great idea. And imagine last year we had those scarves and t-shirts. A non-Amadi offered them for sale. And then we bought them at a cost recovery. Those white t-shirts. Non-Amadi never do a proposal to get that kind of small profit and then have a share. So the concept of having revenue generation, the mindset first, the mindset. If the mindset is not that clear, and I think there is no headway. And don't think you have, or you need to have a big capital to do business. That is the misconception we are facing in Expo. Imagine a gentleman who will come to the 2 times now. He goes to the proposal and I ask him, what do you think you can start with? He said, 200,000. I said, are you kidding me? He goes to $10,000, you're talking about. You think if you have that money, you will approach me to do business? He said, no. That's how we can start. That's how we can start. So the concept of business, it has its own parameters, which varies. It varies, not that static, it varies. Let me share one secret with you. I am running 4 projects for friends and relatives abroad. What they do, they have got that trust. So they send money for the site, they send money to take care of the family, monthly payments. Take guys, the rest not here. So, one evening, I was sitting at night, trying to organize the house, because most times, financial issues, you have to be very careful. The person now coming to 1,000 is showing one. That is a real fact. If I not see money, I begin see money, the temptation will be very, very much high. So I was playing my phone, trying to operate. What you do for me? I will call this name, you write, and what plans I have for you. I will call this name, you write, and then that's done for you. And then she said, why can't you do some quick turnover? Before the person who owns this money, call for it, because of it. I said, yes. I had to contact another Qaideen for I said, what? Can you be of support? I said, yes, I'm support. Reach out to them. And then we did the first consignment. Tracking. This is not as if you, she's moved, no. The tracking, they put in for 100 phones. The phones, according to the expectation, they should be here in 1.5 months. They delayed 6 months. We belong at somebody's money. So I lie down my bed, this disgrace is coming for me. And I had to look at the education is what I have done. And then she said, okay, therefore they are not fashion force. Don't try to say what it is. I said, I said, well, I said, yes. He said, the much quote, he said, he used to tell me, take risk. And he realized later you don't shoot it. It's haunting now. And then I said, yes, let's go. This time when we leave China, we are pushing back, no direction. Dubai got success. Dubai came 20. Dubai came 20. Dubai came 20. As I'm calling Dubai, this is the time we are doing turnover. Serious turnover. Dubai came. And Dubai sustained the China. Imagine. When the China finally came, another challenge again. 50 of those homes were moved, 50 apart. Now the 50, they say, if you take them back to China, they will refund you or give you another phone. To take one phone to China is $40 by freight. It costs $2,150 to take 150 phones back to China. I sat and then did the analysis. Those phones at home are profit. Are no debt, nobody. Those are profit. They are very confident in this. So bring business at risk, which one component of it is faith. I'm not doing this to recompense it. I'm not doing this to defraud somebody. I'm doing this for my own family benefit. And let me share one more thing with you before we can proceed. I think the 1 hour 30 minutes we've eaten, we are on that now. Before I go, do the last conversation. I had some business plan. That is part of my family. I came to college 1999 and then went back during this challenge. After the 6 trouble, alhamdulillah. The day I left the 6 to go back to work. I didn't 6 follow the next day. I came, did my 4 years, did my 2 years, got my ACCA, got my fellow. Interestingly, when I tell people, nice salary, I make my office. Comes in my question, are you serious? I said, war should not go as if you are brought them back. What should be lend money from you, to borrow money from you. Someone, my family, my home at least, can you borrow me 10, 15,000? My friend, they are paying you 4 times my salary. Why should you come to me and borrow? I should go to you and borrow. These are the blessings you have when you are faithful and obedient. And then practice component of it. Come. So if you say, let me ask you business opportunities, my own and I share with you my own experience. But a lot of challenges I've seen done the benefits of the goods are very nice. But alhamdulillah, the benefits are realizing, I see them surpass challenges now. But those who help are not ready to grow. And those who help are not ready to thrive. The benefits. And then they need this breastplate to move on. So inshallah, I think that's answer your question from my own level. Then we come to the working class. Share the working class. Mr. Wakali, thumbs up. Then your component is he wrote a book where he says, this youth class is the most challenging period. Right? And then he has his translation in which he has said, we only live by prayers. We only live in the head of God that we see it through. It is the youth age, the eyes open, all the tajab, you will see the war. So it's only the grace of God that will be guided. And then it will pass through. Then, so if you are experiencing this, it's not something the blessed people of God no, they know that. They know that youth age, most of the age, we should strive to perform. And if you're able to pass through that, be a special somebody, both in this world and the other. So what I would say to that is let's pray. Jama'at, our umbrella is prayers. If you very far, because there is this these days we use the word nafsi amara or the nafsi mahina. One is challenging one is striving one. Right? And then the last one now is the blessed one. Which one is? Mahina. So my advice to you, just be the challenges are so many, and they are certainly within the youth age. Most challenging is technological work. It's more, I will take my phone, I give it to my young child, go to what we take a private phone, look at what's comfortable to look at. It's one common thing about examine this concept of life. Mas como sei, ni abusa. Eu adanya ni malika malika. We take these simple lives as something not trivial, but they are very much meaningful. So let's pray for them, right? So somebody, prayers. The youth will share away as they go back, they go again, they go. In your home, let's lead by example. So to see my son or my daughter can see me in terms of some silly craft activities. It's a challenge. And then when she copies, or when he copies, he or she will be more than what has happened. The trend in which you are driving can be more challenging than what you will do, what he is doing. I had this, and the troublesome. Very troublesome. Still answering prayers. Very troublesome. This morning, there's a team that took the whole man, this cassette. They said they are jogging, push joggers. Printed t-shirt. They went on to, I think, real and back. So their music was so loud in the streets. So I sit there trying to prepare my today's activity for the area of the and then they had this house, music coming. So they want to go and see. Well, I was sitting in the other. So the one was smart, as she wanted to go, then she told her, saw me stay there, she went to be fast. The other one, she could not look the other end and see whether I was there, because she thought I was in the room. She was in the class. So I would place my head above the time to look. So when she was at the gate, and then she got on to see who is at the veranda, and then she saw my head, and then she reversed. So when she reversed, what next she did, we didn't as if she's going to fetch water. So you see the brain. So she has used her own IQ to inform me. I know that this is her. So you see these things are. So I have to call them. If you want to go to the look and see. Although as soon as you are not interested, but you are interested. See, there is a difference between interested or interested. Okay, so take note. Never see me share with it. I know you want to see what is happening. Those how they are dressed, see them with short pants, and no pollution of nakedness and something like that. That is very common now in the also. That is the definition of class. I think we've graciously eaten the same time, which we think that be the spirit of us. So, if there are more questions, okay, last question, no question. Did you agree that is the last question?
Yes, sir. That, my question is financially related. My question is financially related.
However, I think they are also looking at how to make it more easy for marginals in terms of our financial accessibility and financial. So one thing we noted that the MKASL for the former institution was really dormant. That's something, I don't know, somebody called it name for that position. I will not call it for you. It's something like it was not functional. Because an auditor tends to audit the financial systems in terms of how much they are requested for is both on everything. We also observed that the former standard always, even there was a mass, we also saw that MKASL was very important. It's only the standard request for monies from the MKASL central MKASL office of Jama'at. The central MKASL office of Jama'at, and so my question is, how can we improve on ensuring that the Majlis has not ignored to the control of resources? How do we work on making sure that we will be able to source more control of financial accessibility and running our Majlis?
Let me still relate short to him that If I answer any question here, it's not what it is. I have a positive background. And inshallah, if what goes well, I think there's a team that came. We wanted auditors. And they went to the tell about to have the first 16 DCC holders for the past 7 years. And I was supposed to be among them. What goes well, this NCC right here, the beginning of challenge coordination, this one he said, they don't make target, try to say they don't target, nobody knows who said it. Maybe when we go there to coordinate, so I have to there is this outside bodies, blessed bodies established by the executive mind. So nobody within your strength, within your might, within your capacity can have any problems to pray for them. They will go on, take a lot of time. I remember when we are at national level, we got to be challenged by the missionary who find one thing. But we didn't know it was, he says, book knowledge gives you suspicion. When you read too much to that book knowledge, it says it gives you more suspicion, because if you read, you begin to ask, you begin to doubt. Say, but practical knowledge can give you the actual, the real meaning of life. I think the second caliph, I think that he says so, I say, oh yes, that was a mistake. Our administration then, we could not have the Jama'at structure to follow. And so because we are so pressing to see the negative side of what we are pursuing, which was wrong, but nobody was there to tell us, boys, what you are trying to pursue, you are right, but ignore it. So they had to solve our situation, and then they brought in some mood as the new setup. What was that? Maybe we waited for 2 years. So now for them, they are going to attend Surah also. So, what I would advise in the system, on the outside, these mistakes I've seen them in my life. So I've seen those mistakes here and there. But this is you know that when you have a curious testimony, be ready for questioning. For every step you take, he knows this is the position. He or she will surely ask you, why now the change? So here you see my snag list, my action points, my stuff in terms of everything. Then now, question she said, the march onward. And then she said, I am the man. But everything has been done, able to be man of this, collect money, and spend, and what we have everything. So yes, this is Jama'at. This is Jama'at, they are being guided by the Lafas. And the blessing is with Allah. No one person can have the strength of life to destroy it. Never possible. So if you are now in Nasser's first and the point, see what are the weaknesses and see how best you can rectify them. Try to avoid them. By and large, the administration had done it full time. So that is the big success, which you are now in the shoes of that administration, and see how best you can do it to be your individual mind to the demand. Now, all of you are here participating, but we know, we will now say the magistrate of this period donated this towards the time. It is in record now. So now you plan and see what you can do to add more to what's happening, in which you are part of. Right? The monopoly component, the Jama'at is not trying to import it. That's why we have elections, so that the brands of arms can be tested. My own ideology, the Moralism ideology, the ideology can be matched with the presence of one man. Good. So there is whatever there is a structure. So if you want to have it done, you now in the new institution you will see as a mistake or maybe a bridge. See how best you can operate it now. Right? I will not go further, but I will tell you, if there should be a request for any resources, there should be 3 signatures. We don't worry, we know we are serving God, so just be that way. Good. But when the tribal donation, I say no, let it be a tripartite signature. Yes. So it represents the entire MKASL syllabus. You alone can do it. It can be approved because you are the approved and appointed head of my beloved. But the internal component of it should be your own structure. The Jama'at on that component, there is a book on how that should run. It is there. But we are looking at the lapses, the urgency, and the dying need. You cannot call me when I'm in Qaideen or in Kabbalah. You want an article to be done tomorrow. And you say, wait up, the Jama'at article should go on. There should be an internal auditor who will look at the books and say, no, I'm not comfortable with this. And then we hold it at your executive meeting and discuss on it and address it. So whatever you see was not appropriate, not correct, within your own team or the party. We look at it to see how best we can address it. And then Jama'at, this is Jama'at being created as and if you look at the challenges we are facing right now, if it was something man-made, right now we are not. Yesterday we are trying, we are progressing, right? So, even when we are still struggling for it, get things right, get things the way it should, right? So, you bring in your knowledge to add to what has been existing, and if not, perhaps matters for guidance. Okay? So, then that is my take on that. So if you have no further questions, I think that ends the question of you and the community of it on behalf of Amila. So can I now just conclude what I've been sent here for? And now as we begin at NCOs, my brother, Sansa, looking at the gates, calling the people, like this, like that. Somebody has to do some finishing touches. That way. Okay? Before you to go. What? Where is prayer? Prayer time. Where is Plaza? 29 minutes. 10 to? 29 minutes. China time, then UK time. That is possible time. That is possible time. Because when intimidated side, headquarters will play quarter to 7. And then quarter after 7. We go there and play Isha. I see that quarter to 8 in Isha. They say, quarter past 8 in Isha. So I was with that in so I mean, I asked them there at that time. So that just within that time, they don't meet the prayers. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Not to be supposed one has is a show, so that's what we also idea, not the focus, something very clear. The record me and tell you that I feel it will be well. I will take it outside because it is preaching very fast. Amila from there today. So that the big sacrifice we say they find it, he did it as Amil, and we got in charge as well. The regional missionary and the whole of the southern province executive. So till yesterday, we get a new plan. For even a chat summit, many organizations in the National Government. Aisha Maternity Hospital. A video meeting today was the one type of the hospital and another was the Jama'at. So you can probably involved in the cost of again. When I tell the project was here Faisal, he said, no, Faisal, you can go for the meeting as long as Faisal can send you to represent him. You can call the meeting either tomorrow or night. At the end time, so I had to get the text message. Sasa called me, but he could not reach me, so as I said the message, he forwarded the message from the police. So I had to call him, but can you send me the time to the program? But unfortunately, he sent me the time, I forgot to send me the program, so I had to source the program somewhere else. So now just make small recall, reflection for women in the camp. Let the heart of sacrifice no shy away, no fly away from it. This must we the Amir the Uku today. If we look at the history of share with one we submit. There was a vicious man later on in the book of the Trophies, really called Alhaji and Soldiers. We will submit some. You will go tell Sasana. Now the man, in days, a sacrifice, a whole acreage of land for the cause of the Jama'at. When you say Jama'at for how long can you do? Because in those days, the gold mine period, the brown of the day. So because the city gold, then the second one will also trade on the law. So they close the mines. When they close the mines, they move the township and go way down the second capital city. and they happen to be headquarters for the Muslim Jama'at. Again, before you do a conflict. This part, na illegal land also being a famous mission house. The first Jama'at building in two sides of the Jama'at. Lecturers on the side, two of them. And now that part they take for all African building as dental hospital. This part, you just, I just wait and reach. That illegal land. When he don't and they give over 16 plus acres of land, but they pass only 20 something acres of land. We start getting the other school, Jamia, Washiri, getting the high school, getting Nuzra, and all that people with that land, the same part, I engineer for the march. This same part, then they meet with Pokokuma and National. And the Pioneer Missionaries say, Islam allowing for left only 4 weapons. The rest for sacred. He agreed. Then he knows what exactly for sacred in hierarchical order. Left the first 4. After the first 4, the rest do them. You imagine you can have order exactly. He agreed. This same man, here in Grandpa, they threw a challenge with the late Pioneer Missionary, Alaji Nasir Ali, died in Salo, the Kubera. Then two, he so big, was the one with him, so then he so unite his family every day, and he will check on himself. This far, Alaji Ali Lukas, here in Grandpa, they bite. See, if me die, the right Khalifa, if me die, then in bury the right hand of Elijah Nazir, and then in the yard. However, just say, if he self die, then in the same side. So they also through challenge say, Namini will bury, this year Namini will bury. Then you see, where we say sacrifice, where we will be paid, how God will. The grandpa and the first died. He died July 1st. I guess he was I'm sure that's a very interesting thing. And the grandpa and the first died. When he died, they don't dig the grave near his pregnant. They take the body, count and box for that body, bury for them. Be grateful already. They say that you never ever see in time. Take the body, and like Ali will just the money man. That's it. Take it to the right body, here and go. You see that, you see the there for there. The grave where they did for the Kampala, they paid what 30 was not stopped for them. As they put it on the side, I think a meter or 2 away from Elijah Nazir Ahmad, and he stopped. Then they stopped immediately. They bear out. So that's why they say the sacrifice where Alaji Ali Rogers to God answered, and the answer say, when he died, now in the moment at the right hand side of Alaji Ali Nazir, they died. 2 months or 3 months later, they said, no, they won't. Let's be clear. Go better. So that's the next thing that saying the act of sacrifice, the day by weight. The heavier you sacrifice, the heavier you reward. And everybody not think say, let me the cost of Amila and enjoy. This man, this man, he do this. In beginning, God bless them one by one. If we pick up a word, there are no just the mother will minister. important thing we get, if we try for people, debate for, we sacrifice for Jama'at, or begin a wedding program, go away. First, now 1, 2 left. Well, alhamdulillah, in prayers, in beginning of that today, they say it will work for Jama'at. We work on a mission house. Anybody, so we have to tell a mission. They call, don't I'm not get this, I'm not get that, I'm not get that. Let Jama'at say no. These are they say because the level of sacrifice for Jama'at still are low. The healing is small. We need for more. And we don't say we need for sacrifice with life, time, wealth, and resources for the cause of faith. How will you realize this? How will you translate this? For you to show exactly what you will talk if never with. Now, whether in an hour, this time now, or so, now they don't really sponsor. You know, final, when the party say, we don't say, no, we can community house, or this month, say, no, I'm not here, so I continue to train. Or they can plan, or they can plan. So, these are the things we were able to think of. Now, this is a new age where we want for good, so that when we pass that line of opportunity, lineage, not for drop. The Jama'at, don't have a problem. Now go to Jama'at. You follow a rule, it's fine. You don't follow a rule, it's still fine. God is better. Right? Because overwhelmingly, you don't give me all tasks, assignments, whatever you do. Deliver what in best you and what in best will be the scope, the room for you, for the general that's what they pay for. And this reflection course, we very little in terms of speech, what we keep. There will be a loss. I don't know if my financial loss or the spiritual loss or physical loss. I mean, it was actually to talk, they always contradict me. What he mean and what he say, I don't know. They mention what you lost. Yes, well, if you look at the financial terms, that will be back what you don't for the Lord. No, we find it. So, I don't know whether they are going to have. No, all that because now to money you said the money is important. That transport pay, how much you go home? For pay can at home and people will be now for home, he said, can at the battle, you know, $50. It's not like you say we should have brought out some count of anything. No reason. He says so for building and strengthening, he said for great, for the structure of the work plan. They want to get a structure. A very divine one, a very blessed one. Just leader and train. You leader and train to follow that style. You did that with a secular woman. When I come, forgot help the bad office. Now that's what I say. I don't read the book, Weight of Finances. I don't read about. I said, we don't see difference with the secular world. What's more is this is China. That's my difference. I say what? With all the highlighted points around, would you find them? Say, well, you know, I feel like, well, someday, no, someday this. I say, I'm not going to go ahead. Or you follow the trend. Or 14, this thing down paper. Say 9 hours. Guys, office. And every year get to take the project. The project, by secular definition, the same way with Jama'at definition. So that what you want from next 12 months, put it in writing, the translator to financial terms. That's the whole definition of project. But what now, say get project, or not be afraid. This one I talk now about symposium, issue. So people big times they get spontaneous connections. You know that so say the boss, maybe she has been getting back. They can't do what I say, that was going so we able get correct and direct approach as to how to run. The Jama'at structure will not get any critical mistake. We will look and say this. All what you need just the number of the day, number of the age guidance as to how to move and how to go about it. But I want to bring attention to a few things that we are noticed. See, this period, this stage, we are the youth age, we are the young age. I am the only two things that we take care of the cellular stage. And I again take what way to this for taking the cellular stage. Last week, I began an invitation to attend the military ticket. And so we by hierarchy. So now say, okay, this gentleman when they give this post as additional salary, let's say we flex is the wider world. But at the day that mission house, that's okay. We will not dress like that. And what is a dress code? What I realize is that we go pull dress according to the commandments. Now we are church double dress. One wears purposes, one certificate. When we go and go down, let's see the prescribed dress today. This only is the structure of dress. But one issue was one invest perfectly correct. So how do you go? Then dress people go. They put outside their head. No goodness. So we don't go because Amila did the Muslim prayer for the session, the dinner, the certification program. So at the corner now, who said the traffic on there in here to go traffic road. They go, I see the gentleman for this guy. I say, you don't disgrace the program. Now I just point to her, I say, the waiter, where is her? How many days? I said, same like the white, why for place? They build of what I want to tell again. So if you begin the encourage of young age, it will translate to the cellular, which is not good for the if you don't put the dress code, no like that. Now observation there, I see that. And mind you, I said this again. So let me you. Na same way. So let's say you will give reports. You will ask you what is good, what is not good. Right? Yesterday, I don't know if now photo the seat or the camera line, it's very direct remote. What you see in the camera, what you see on phone there, So that they just want to give me to say, I will put positively. Say the attendance was 56, today yesterday at 50. But again, Asham sir, we are Asham. How many cards do we not calculate? How many cards do we not collect? How many cards? 26. So now we say they attend or they not attend? They attend. Now we say they attend or they not attend? What are they card? Certificate. So how would you do that? Alright, so that's actually the whole window the Gandhi Commission approved. Which is Mansour head. Mansour head, so approved head.
Madura.
And then the second observation I get, we Nanasi, so we as a target program, account for how it those who don't get AMKs are registered. The institution that gave us 4 downstairs at the AMKs office. You're not asking for getting data, so you can register, who don't register. Instead, they can attend without AMKs presence. We will not only say, I say, I have for register at the AMKs. We don't say, what are the AMKs? La absence. Allah gets AMKs over.
Who gets?
Allah gets over. Allah gets. Allah gets. Allah gets.
That's all, man. Who does not get?
Allah gets. So we are this part of Una. Una get a bit. Now, I think I was saying,
Even there is no.
So the last point I want to do is before we say silent prayers, and that's anything but the words they say Dina not my foot. So Dina not my foot. Small. So this time around the 50. According to the first and the terms, 85. When you don't come, no for and you look at the factor. Try for appeal. Say we are next year. No come. Jama'at, no will be iron hard. So flexible. Be able to renovate issues. And then you are not becoming a camp. When we continue for encouragement, then continue for camp. So that we able which Israel will add value to routine, don't take over now. You know about one group, I don't say international waters and all. Those who supposed to have America, to take it for the poor. Alpha, well, we invite you to see what happened. I told you, it's not about business. You said that people down there, 10 years or 20 years, set up big agenda, you could not say. It is a big question. We are not by party, what's that for? Contribution giving. We never know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You want to carry it down. I don't say for one thing. I ask you. But you will not say right now. And so they will be, it's one make you. You follow the salary of the Kote, the salary of the for say, I'm a natural, so I need a committee salary, I should get a salary. You say, most people are glad or very encourage them when they turn out. Because if not, now only just allow one that chest, because you are many self, president candidate. I mean, Amila, I tell you that system, I'm going to do that. I think we're going to do that. Official system. I know, in Germany, I know what's happening. So, who done it? No, I ever say that. When you say that, you know, see, President candidate, enthusiasm, the so we, although this my passion was something we put on my friend. But when you look up, when I ask them, they will not get a mind to the question. You know, get the 50 years old. That I'm smiling was 50 years old, 20 sheets. I said that for the program, and got one fundraising. So I'm not getting much for it because time no and for break, and I see the opportunity after the press. This is the key thing of one. I say opportunity now, President but the vision will manage. Abbas, who get one? More different. Because it was just about 86. So we get 56, now we get 30 surplus. So that 30 we don't have a day, so we get 29. 29, and mind you, and they are not about for them to check. So we know if we forget of the fund. Okay, so we know if the fund will be, so the fund will be, no, the fund now, we can't reach high people, how they spend it. So, that's not all. They will continue for blessing Jama'at. Let us participate in Madia. For the good work they do, and the good work they do, so during the last 10 years, we see a kick out. And this is the kick out. Not outside. I was able to put up on the kick out. We see a bit of a sound of copy. This year, they posted right now. Is everybody should come talk here? They make the budget and they change them. Because now we announce the pressure will be no kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out. Even now, we can now one. What they can't challenge me for saying that they say no, they kick out. They only kick out again, they say no, kick out. Oh, no lie. They kick out. I was not kick out. Yes, sir. Kick out. So, invariably, don't need for the trend. One of follow me, don't follow me now. So I think they kick out because there is trouble. Oh, don't kick out. That's the nation now. How? It's a so let God bless my father. I will convey the report to Amila, and he said it's allowed to her. We really want there because maybe they are talking about me, what I talk about the caution, what talk which was. That's the one thing I want to the accounting profession, what talk which was. It was small, it was talk 10, it was 5. And maybe I tell you, as I in you, understanding your perception. So they're going to have now how you travel far away, they're going to talk safe. The training course who come, they're going to make you rise up. And I believe, according to the project, therefore, for training, just before 1 year, any quarter of the one, have a great goal. So maybe second refresher for example, and try for the present, and let them participate. When we say we go for meeting, this month I just said that. When you want to say, I don't see you soon. That's it, I see you better you go, and it's together. You don't think of that. What's not saying? I said, hey, come on, what's that? That's the way. See that boss. Ain't you have to talk now? I like to talk to your body safe. Ain't you have to talk now today? If you see come back by the go, and go. So let me now one complain. You might tell me, it's a table of so God is going to be, see that category, use confidence with their way of identity. So God is pursue the new design. Now what is the small body, as far as I see, the teacher. I don't know, many people have moved. So when I will get these prayers, and we will complete session because I only see Mali Nikam. So they will take over, yeah? So complete message from Mr. And then you for help. I don't mind doing our business. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Everybody will grab a chair, push on behind. Don't let her do. As she don't grab a chair, take her behind.
We are after the prayer, after the prayer, we get a group photo with Naiba Misa. Then from there, we therefore show the uniform general who is